Thank you so much for tuning in to Megan McGlover's Opinion. I am Megan McGlover, and this is my opinion. Today we're going to talk about, very briefly, the Nick Gordon interview / intervention that he had with Dr. Phil the other day. As you know, Bobbi Kristina Brown was found about a month or so ago face down in a tub of water, unfortunately just like her mother who passed a few years ago. Under the same circumstances. And so Nick Gordon was allegedly her husband. We have since found out that he is not the husband or a husband at all. There is no marriage license or anything like that. And so he was there in the home, supposedly, when Bobbi Kristina was found in the water. And he had a friend with him, some white boy named, I don't know what his name, Max or something like that, was with him, okay? And so that's the understanding, okay? And so the interview began with Dr. Phil talking to the mama. Now, I had to take some notes because I just was so upset about this whole thing. I had to actually stop watching it. I picked up my phone and about a third way through and started looking at Facebook because I just can't barely deal with the foolishness. Okay, so Dr. Phil is sitting in what looks like a hotel room with his mama. Okay, and basically starts asking him, asking her, what's going on, so forth and so on. Okay, so the mama comes in talking about, she kicked her son out, and he started living with Whitney Houston when he was 18 years old. But he was still in high school. So either he's dumb and was held back a couple, 2-3 years, or he was just getting ready to graduate as a senior. Okay, but either way, saying that he was in high school means nothing. But he was 18 years old. She put him out. So if your son is such a good boy, which is basically what she says throughout the interview, if he's such a good boy, what'd you put him out for in the first place? Okay? That's my first question. My second question to you is, where in the hell have you been? All this time. We ain't seen this hooker. This is the first time that I've seen this hooker through this entire duration of all this stuff that has been going on. I have not seen this lady, okay? And so now all of a sudden you come in talking about, well, you put your son out for whatever reason. I think it's because he was homosexual. But you put your son out, and then now you're coming back. Now, then you go on to say that your son is suicidal, and that he called his younger brother, which I'm assuming either lives with you, at home with you, or he's in contact with him, calls his younger brother and says to him he's going to commit suicide. You called the man that he's staying with and told the man to look after your son. Why didn't you take your tail down there yourself and look after your own son? So what kind of credibility do you have as a mother right now? That's what I'm asking. I take better care of my dogs than you take of your own child. Then you wonder why some of these men be acting the way that they act, because when they're looking for wisdom and they're looking for help and they need someone, they're denied. I cannot believe that you sat there with a straight face on national television and told people all over the world that you're a piece of shit. That's basically what you said. Because you did not in any way come to the aid of your son. But you come now when you're coming to do an interview. So how is it exactly that we're looking here at you now? That's my question to you. So throughout the video, okay, throughout this interview, there are little snippets of videos that look very suspect to me, okay? Because it looks like there's video being taken of Nick Gordon when he's not aware, okay? So it's like he's in the bathroom, or he's on the floor, he's trying to put on his pants or take his pants off or whatever, and it looks like somebody is sneaking and taking video of Nick, okay? So my question is, number one, who is that person? Whoever that person is, I want to know your name, I want to know your purpose and your reason, okay? I also want to know if that video, if Nick Gordon was aware of that video being taken, and why does it look so suspect and so fuzzy and it's not clearly in focus? Clearly, it seems like to me that those little videos that were taken were not taken by Dr. Phil and his camera crew, but were taken by somebody else, kind of like on the side, okay, who seems to me like they want to sell some tape or something like that, okay? Whoever that person is, you need to watch that person because they're sneaky. Okay, that person probably knows what happened to Bobbi Kristina. So the mom said, like I said, the mom said that Nick went over there and started staying with Whitney when he was 18, okay? And Bobbi Kristina was 12 at the time. And said that they were just very friendly. Friendly my ass. Either he was having sex with Bobbi Kristina or he was having sex with Whitney Houston. And I don't think Whitney Houston would be having I don't think she would be doing cougar-ness stuff with him. If it was anything, she'd be with a girl. Everybody remembers Robin. You know, see, just on a side note, if Whitney had stayed with Robin, we would not be dealing with none of this. We would still have Whitney with us. We probably wouldn't have Bobbi Kristina per se, but we'd have a version of Bobbi Kristina, if you understand what I'm telling you. Whitney would have had a child probably with somebody else, but you understand what I'm trying to tell you. They probably would have adopted a nice little Chinese child or something. She should have stayed with Robin, and we would not be dealing with this, but I digress. What's that boy's name? Nick was either having sex with Bobbi Kristina, and they wanted to keep it on the hush-hush, or he was having sex with somebody in that house. Ain't nobody gonna be that friendly. Okay, because let's remember that Whitney Houston was from Jersey, okay, and Whitney Houston's not, she's a hood girl. Ain't nobody trying to have just some run of the muck guy just hanging out with you. Hanging with you for what? No, I don't believe it. I don't believe that they were just friends, and I sure enough do not believe that Whitney Houston brought him with her to the rehab center just so that she could have some friends with her at the rehab. I don't know what rehab, now mind you, I am not yet a millionaire, multi-millionaire, but it's coming, thanks be to God. But what I'm saying to you is this. I've never heard of a rehab, and I don't care how much money you have. These are the rules. The rules of the rehab are that you are not allowed to bring anybody with you. I don't even know that she was able to bring her daughter with her unless she was bringing Bobbi Kristina in there because she was dealing with a problem as well. You can't bring your friends into rehab just because you want to keep everybody together. That boy was smoking crack. Okay, this is what Whitney Houston said, okay? She did say crack was rap. However, she did tell Auntie Oprah Winfrey that her and Bobby would get the weed and sprinkle crack rock on top, okay? That's crack, okay? And that's called smoking crack, okay? I don't care if you don't smoke it out of a pipe. You're lighting it on fire and you're smoking it. You're smoking crack, okay? And so her and the little one and Nick were smoking crack, okay? And that's why they were all in the rehab together. Knock, knock, news to you, Miss Mom. Your son was not in there just to keep somebody company. Your son was in there because he, too, had a problem with an addiction, okay? And if he was in there 3 times, let me tell you right now, I've visited some people in rehab before. I'm never trying to stay there just to be staying in there with you. You know, they lock the doors in them damn places. You can't get out. No, thank you. I'm not going in there just to hang out with you. I'm not coming in here. I didn't smoke no crack. I'm not coming in here with you. Hell no. That don't even make no damn sense. Something is wrong with the mother. As far as I'm concerned, Nick did something to that girl. I don't know what he did to that girl, but he did something to that girl. Because if you know anything about that's why everybody should take just a small class of psychology. Even if you just take 1 or 2 classes, just take you some type of psychology class so you can understand human behavior. When he came into the room, okay, the first thing he did was he saw his mom, that kind of carrying on. He saw his mom. He came in, he gave her a hug, and the first thing he started saying was, I didn't do anything, I haven't done anything. We didn't ask you if you did anything. We haven't asked you anything about that, and the first thing you say is, I didn't do anything, I would never hurt anybody, I love people. Okay, well, as far as I'm concerned, you admitted guilt, okay? And I don't know where in the rule books of this country you have the option to talk to the police, talking about he had his breaking point. Let him break. We don't give a damn nothing about him being at his breaking point. How the hell you think Bobby Brown feels? He had a breaking point too. You gonna sit there and decide and choose that you're not gonna talk to the police? Where do you do that? I've never even heard of no shit like that before in my life. Excuse me for cussing. I ain't never heard nothing like that before. He's at his breaking point and he needs to this and he needs that. We don't care nothing about that. That girl is sitting over there, laying over there in a medically induced coma. He better hope that girl don't wake up. That's what he he better hope. He better hope he don't wake up talking about, when she wake up, my name's going to be the first name he called. And am I going to be able to get over there? I don't care if she called my name. Nobody's going in there until you talk to the police. I don't give a damn if she wake up talking about McGlover. You can't go in there until the police have been talked to. That's what Bobby Brown said. He is the father. He said, we know he's the father. He looked just like him. He said you can't go in there and talk to the girl until you talk to the police. So my question is, why is it that you won't talk to the police, but you are so hard up about going into that hospital room? If you're that hard up about going into that hospital room and you are so shattered, you're so shattered and so upset, and I'm not saying anything about, actual tears, but what I am saying to you is this. I saw not one tear come out of his eyes, okay? This was over a 40, almost hour interview, okay? 40-minute, almost hour interview. And I'm sure this was little snippets of an interview. So collectively, it's probably over an hour, okay? And not one time during that emotional up and down roller coaster did you actually shed any actual tears. Now, like I said, could you stop doing that, Bella, please? You're ringing bells all in the... Could you go sit down in your bed? What was I saying? I'm not saying that you have to shed tears, but what I am saying that I find it very awkward, okay? I find it very awkward that no tears were actually shed at all in any moment. In any moment. I'm not saying he's not hurt, he's not emotionally distraught. I'm not saying any of that, because some people don't cry. But he was acting like he was crying. So if you're acting like you're crying, because I can sit here and be very emotional, very upset, and no tears can come out my eyes, but I'm not going to be, oh my God. I'm not going to be doing that, because that's not happening. You know what? I just don't want the mama to say anything else. I don't want her to do any more interviews. I don't want her to say anything else, because she going to sit up there and say that Nick administered CPR to Whitney Houston. Nobody else knows about that. The police don't know about that. Now you administered, I ain't never heard of that either. Now you administer CPR to Whitney, you're administering it to Bobbi Kristina. If that's the case, maybe you need to go back to class, because obviously you ain't doing worth a damn of CPR. Are you breathing into their lungs, or are you sucking the air back out? Because everybody you give CPR to is dying. Or, excuse me, Bobbi Kristina ain't that. But everybody's in a bad way after you give them CPR. You keep your mouth off of people. That's what you need to do. You keep your mouth off of people, because you ain't no good at it. Okay, so they went out. So they went out. They, meaning Bobbi Kristina, Nick Gordon, and whoever this white boy is. They went out, right? They go out. They get drunk, doing, drinking alcohol, doing drugs, blah 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 blah. And then y'all get into some kind of argument. And then Bobbi Kristina decides she wants to go into the tub and start counting tiles. That's what you're telling me? And you don't know nothing about what happened? It's a whole lot of pieces to this story that ain't making no sense. Okay? Because let me tell you something. If I get in an argument with someone, if Jay gets in an argument with me, okay, and it's close to the anniversary of my mother's death, she's not gonna just like kind of let me just kind of go and wander off somewhere. It doesn't happen like that, because she cares and is concerned about me, and she knows that the time is close, okay, and it's near a very emotional time for me, okay. I'm not saying that I'm ever trying to go scuba diving. What I'm saying to you is this: that if somebody cares about you and you really love somebody, you're gonna watch that person. You're not gonna get in an argument with that person and listen to them go draw a bath and then just kind of leave it like that. When you know they're dealing with drug and alcohol issues and all this kind of thing. They done said all over the news that Bobbi Kristina has been dealing with her own bouts of drug and alcoholism. So how you just gonna leave her and now all of a sudden you can't be without her? Oh, Negro, please. Now, I don't know if Dr. Phil has been on TV for too long, and therefore he has forgotten some of the basic rules and understandings or guidelines, if you will, of how to conduct an intervention. But when the patient or client agrees to go to rehab, at that point, you are supposed to say, okay, you put them in the van or in the car or in the boat or wherever you're going and take them to rehab. You do not further continue to tell them about what they need to do, and they need to get off drugs, and they need to do. You don't do that. As soon as they agreed, the boy got up, shook his hand, and said, okay, I'm going to go. Then Dr. Phil said, Well, I'm going to need you to go. I need you to get off these drugs. You're taking too many Xanax and you're drinking too much alcohol and you need to get yourself together. And not only do I want you to go to this facility for medical help, but I want you to go there and work out these issues. Well, what the hell else is he supposed to do while he's there? Of course he's going to work out the issues. You're just talking to run this show longer now. That's what it seems like to me. It seems like to me you had an hour of time that you needed to feel, and you was going to feel that. You was going to feel that time regardless. Because even Nick kept saying, okay, come on with it. You going through this process the hard way. Like, come on with it. Because he had already agreed to go. You was about to change his mind because you kept talking. In conclusion, I feel that Nick Gordon has something to do with this. I feel that there's been a lot of violence probably in that relationship because people have not gotten the proper help that they needed to get. After Whitney Houston passed away, you have to go get some counseling. I have been adamant about that. I tell people all the time, you people better stop praying and go get some counseling. Okay? Prayer is, your mama gonna sit there and talk about, well, come on, let's just keep praying. You're gonna need a whole lot more than prayer. You're gonna need a whole lot more than prayer. Talk about, well, I'm holding Bobbi Kristina's engagement. Yeah, you holding it because you might need it for bail. That's what's going on. Oh, we know why you're holding the ring. Talking about we need to be praying. No, you need to be getting some counseling. That's what you need. Everybody needs some counseling, okay? You people that are dealing with problems, please go talk to somebody about it, and not your pastor, okay? Because by the time you finish talking to your pastor, he done bought himself a new Learjet, okay? What I'm trying to tell you is you need to just talk to somebody that is certified and is also got some kind of doctorate, a master's degree, or something in psychology, because you need to talk to somebody through these kinds of things. And so I believe that there was a lot of violence in that relationship. I believe that there's something having to do with that accident that Bobbi Kristina was in. That from what I understand, she caused an accident. She was either under the influence while she was driving and veered over to another lane and hit somebody head on. That person is in critical condition. I don't know if they're still in critical condition or if they died or what. But that person was hurt pretty bad. This was just a couple of days before she was found in the tub. So I believe that there's a lot of little holes and stuff that we're not clear on. And I think that Bobby Brown is literally holding on to his daughter and not telling us what's going on because he does not want it in the media, because he does not want Nick to find out what's going on so that he can find out the truth from Bobbi Kristina. So I love you long. I love you strong. Don't be stupid. We are praying for the Houston and Whitney family. I guess we'll pray for the Gordon family as well. Well, you know, I'm not praying for Nick. You know, I'm not gonna waste my prayer on that. I'm not gonna pray for Nick. I'll pray for everybody. I ain't gonna pray for the mama Nick. I will pray for the Whitneys. I mean, for the Houstons and for the Browns. I might not pray for the Houstons. Anyways, y'all pray for whoever you want to pray for. I love you long. I love you strong, and I'm out.